rest, so say you're just going throughout your normal day. When you wake up in the morning, your first morning void gives you an indication of how you did the day before. So you're trying that there online, you can find a hydration scale, and it usually has 7 colors. So it's a 7-point color scale. You want to be less than 3.
Which would be kind of
It's a light yellow.
Yeah.
If it's getting darker, then, that means it's more concentrated urine and you don't have as much fluid to give away in your body. So it's an indication that you're a little bit in a hypohydrated state. So you want that to be relatively consistent from day to day. So looking at your morning void, as soon as you wake up, it should be, relatively clear, less than 3 on a 7-point color scale. That's number 1. Number 2, throughout the day, if you're eating a normal North American diet, you're getting basically enough sodium and chloride. The biggest cation in your sweat is sodium and anion is chloride. So the North American diet has enough sodium and chloride that you should be getting enough of your main electrolytes lost in sweat through the food that you're eating. So you shouldn't have to supplement with any electrolytes. Drink plain water. I always say follow the recommended daily intake as a guide. So 2.5 liters. And then if you are exercising, as we mentioned before, follow your sweat rate. So make sure that you're compensating for your sweat losses. For someone who's more an endurance athlete, then you need to focus on a little bit of electrolyte replacement because you can overhydrate. And there's something, you see this every year at certain marathons. We're here in Boston. The Boston Marathon is notorious for this. And it usually...
They get disoriented, dizzy.
So the symptoms of being hyponatremic and dehydration are very similar. You get disoriented. It's a nervous system issue. And so hyponatremia is when an individual drinks just plain water. When they're sweating out, remember, sweat is more than just water. You're losing essential electrolytes.
Right.
And so when you're exercising for long, sweaty periods, you need to replace with something that's more than just water to replace the essential electrolytes you're losing in your sweat. So this is where an electrolyte beverage comes into play, and or a carbohydrate electrolyte solution to replace not just the fluid, but the carbohydrate you're oxidizing quickly, as well as electrolytes that you're losing in your sweat. So I always say if a kid is going to sports, usually they're fairly well fed. They go after dinner, they ate a healthy meal, and they can go into that hour practice and just drink water because they've had enough of their electrolytes in the food that they ate and they're fed. So they don't need the added sugar. So they can go their hour of a practice and they'll be fine, and just make sure they're drinking water and they drink water afterwards. If anything is greater than an hour, so long and sweaty exercise, that's when you have to have a strategy in place for replacing the sweat losses with some electrolytes. That first hour really sets you up for what your body's going to do in the second hour, right? So if, it's compounded,
right?
You do,
so if you're doing 2 hours, have a pinch of salt, in your water in that first hour, knowing that you're going long.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So you throw the pinch of salt in, sodium chloride, throw it in your water bottle, makes you ready for that second hour. Second hour, you do the same, even a couple pinches because you're losing even more. And then that gives you, that sodium makes you want to drink more too. And makes it hold on into your body more, and it replaces your electrolytes.